Imagine going to sleep in your own bed, doors locked, curtains drawn, only to be woken up at 2 in the morning by a blinding flashlight and a heavy knock on your window. A police officer is standing outside, handing you a $1,000 fine. He looks you dead in the eye and tells you that if you don't move your home in the next 10 minutes, it will be towed, impounded, and potentially crushed into scrap metal. This is not a scene from a dystopian movie. This is America in 2026. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving deep into the brutal overnight crackdown on stealth RV living that is sweeping across the country, and why simply trying to survive has suddenly become a criminal act. As the traditional housing market remains completely out of reach for millions of working-class Americans and rent eats up more than half of the average paycheck, a massive wave of people have been forced out of apartments and into RVs, camper vans, and trailers. We are not just talking about the stereotypical drifter anymore. These are former tech workers who survived the mass layoffs. These are school teachers, these are retired couples living on a fixed Social Security income, and young families who simply could not keep up with inflation. They bought RVs thinking they were buying freedom and a safety net, but the cities they live in are fighting back, hard. Following recent landmark Supreme Court rulings that gave local governments the ultimate green light to clear out encampments, hundreds of cities have suddenly criminalized survival. They have passed ruthless anti-camping and anti-parking ordinances practically overnight. City councils are treating parked RVs not as vehicles and certainly not as homes, but as public nuisances that need to be eradicated. It doesn't matter if you pay taxes, keep your area clean, and bother no one. If your wheels are parked on a city street, you are now a moving target. We are seeing cities completely rewrite the rulebook to make RV living impossible. Look at the streets of Los Angeles, Seattle, Austin, and Denver. Overnight, giant concrete boulders and heavy planters have been dropped along the curbs of industrial parks to physically block RVs from parking. No overnight parking signs are sprouting up like weeds. But the worst part is the aggressive enforcement. We are talking about immediate towing policies. In the past, you might get a warning sticker giving you 72 hours to move. Not anymore. Today, local governments have partnered with predatory towing companies to create a highly lucrative trap. If your RV is towed, the fees are astronomical. It can cost upwards of $1,500 just to retrieve it, plus $100 a day in storage fees. For someone who lives in an RV because they can't afford rent, these fees are impossible to pay. Because of this, counties have pushed for laws that allow tow operators to rapidly dismantle and crush impounded RVs to recoup the towing costs. They aren't just giving you a ticket, they are legally stealing your home and destroying everything you own. Because of this brutal, zero-tolerance enforcement, the era of casual RV living is dead. We have officially entered the dark age of stealth camping. People are going to extreme, heartbreaking lengths just to exist without catching a misdemeanor charge or losing their shelter. We are seeing families paint their expensive RVs matte black or industrial white so they look like commercial delivery trucks. They are sealing up their windows with thick, heavy foam insulation so that not a single sliver of light escapes at night. If the police see a light on, they knock. Imagine the psychological toll of this lifestyle. You park in a dark industrial lot at midnight. You turn off your engine, but you can't turn on your generator because the noise will give you away. In the freezing winter or the boiling summer, you sit in silence. You don't step outside. You don't make a sound. You are a ghost in your own country, playing a stressful, high-stakes game of cat and mouse with law enforcement, automated license plate readers, and angry neighborhood watch groups. If you try to park in a massive, empty retail parking lot, private security kicks you out within the hour. If you park in a quiet residential neighborhood, the police write you a massive citation before the sun even comes up. If you give up on the cities and head out to free public lands, you are fighting for space with thousands of other desperate Americans doing the exact same thing, turning pristine deserts into overcrowded refugee camps. And what about traditional RV parks? Wall Street corporations have bought those up, doubling the nightly rates, so they are just as expensive as luxury apartments. City officials stand at their podiums and claim these crackdowns are strictly about public health, safety, and keeping the streets clean. They argue that city streets were never meant to be campgrounds. And technically they are right. But when 40% of Americans can't afford basic rent, when the eviction rates are high sky, and when the homeless shelters are overflowing and dangerous, where exactly are these people supposed to go? They literally have nowhere left to drive. The great American RV dream was heavily marketed as the ultimate freedom, the open road, the ability to live life entirely on your own terms, unburdened by a landlord. But here in 2026, for millions of hard-working Americans caught in the worst housing crisis in modern history, that dream has become a waking nightmare. The open road has become a trap, the cities are closing the jaws, and the people inside are running out of air. I want to hear from you guys in the comments. Have you noticed these aggressive crackdowns and concrete barricades popping up in your own city? Have you or someone you know experienced the dreaded midnight knock? We need to talk about this hidden crisis. Let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated on the RV market collapse, and I will see you in the next video.